What if I told you that right now, as you watch this video, there's a massive infrastructure project underway that could completely reshape how goods move around the planet? We're talking about a $90 billion plan that threatens to make one of the world's most important waterways obsolete. This isn't science fiction. Major powers are racing to build new trade routes that will determine which countries control global commerce for the next century. And the implications? They're absolutely staggering. Welcome back to NextBuild, where we break down the mega projects reshaping our world. The Suez Canal has been the backbone of global trade for over 150 years. It's the shortcut that connects Asia to Europe, handling about 12% of all global trade and 30% of all container traffic. But here's the thing. The dominance is under serious threat. From Arctic shipping lanes opening due to climate change, to ambitious new canal projects, to massive railway networks spanning entire continents, the global shipping game is being completely rewritten. And whoever controls these new routes will control the future of trade. Let's talk about why this is happening in the first place. The Suez Canal, for all its importance, has a fatal weakness. It's a choke point. Just one ship getting stuck can paralyze global trade. Remember the Ever Given in 2021? That single incident blocked an estimated $9 to $10 billion worth of goods every day it was stuck. Insurance claims alone reached into the hundreds of millions, but that was just an accident. What happens when geopolitical tensions flare up? We saw it in late 2023 and into 2024 when Houthi attacks in the Red Sea forced shipping companies to reroute around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, adding weeks to journey times and billions in costs. This vulnerability has countries asking a crucial question. What if we didn't have to rely on these choke points at all? The answer is creating a complete revolution in global infrastructure. First, let's talk about one of the most dramatic changes, the northern sea route through the Arctic. Climate change is melting Arctic ice at an unprecedented rate, and while that's an environmental catastrophe, it's also opening up a shipping route that could cut the distance between Asia and Europe by up to 40%. We're talking about saving 10 to 15 days of sailing time compared to the Suez route. Russia is betting big on this. They're investing billions in icebreakers, port infrastructure, and search and rescue capabilities along their Arctic coast. The economic potential is enormous, as they could charge transit fees for every ship that passes through their territorial waters. But here's the catch. The route is only reliably ice-free for a few months each year, even with warming trends. Insurance costs are higher. There's limited infrastructure for emergencies. And then there's the geopolitical risk of depending on Russia for a critical trade route, especially given current global tensions. Still, shipping traffic through the Arctic has been growing, and some analysts predict this could handle significant commercial traffic by the 2030s or 2040s. Now, let's talk about China's play because it's absolutely massive in scope. The Belt and Road Initiative isn't just one project. It's a web of ports, railways, and highways connecting China to Europe, Africa, and beyond. The total investment? Estimates vary wildly, but we're talking about potentially over $1 trillion when you add up all the projects. The crown jewel might be the China-Europe Railway Express. These trains can move goods from Chinese factories to European markets in just 15 to 18 days, compared to 30 to 40 days by sea. Yes, it's more expensive than shipping, but it's faster and more reliable than depending on sea routes that can be disrupted. China is also building and investing in ports all along the traditional maritime route. Gwadar in Pakistan, Hambantota in Sri Lanka, Piraeus in Greece, and ports across East Africa. This gives them backup options and diversification. But the most ambitious element might be the proposed Thailand Canal project, sometimes called the Kra Canal. If built, this would cut through the Malay Peninsula and allow ships to bypass the Strait of Malacca entirely, another critical choke point. The estimated cost? Somewhere between $20 to $30 billion, though the project remains controversial and uncertain. Here's where things get really interesting. India and the UAE are teaming up on something called the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, or IMEC. Announced in 2023, this project would create a network of railways and shipping routes connecting India to Europe via the Middle East. The idea is to create an alternative to both the Suez Canal and Chinese Belt and Road projects. The route would use rail to cross the Arabian Peninsula, then connect to European ports, potentially cutting costs and transit times significantly. It's estimated to cost between $20 to $30 billion and could reshape trade flows across 3 continents. Then there's the expansion of the Suez Canal itself. Egypt isn't sitting idle. They've invested billions in widening and deepening parts of the canal and creating a parallel channel in sections. They know their economic lifeline is under threat, and they're fighting to keep it relevant. Let's not forget the Western Hemisphere. The Panama Canal recently completed a major expansion, and there are perennial discussions about new canal projects through Nicaragua or Colombia, though these face massive environmental and financial hurdles. But here's what's actually happening. North American railways are positioning themselves as land bridges. Goods can be shipped from Asia to West Coast ports, then transported by rail to the East Coast, faster than going through the Panama Canal. Companies have invested billions in double-stacking rail infrastructure to make this competitive. Mexico is also developing the interoceanic corridor across its narrowest point, creating a rival to the Panama Canal using modern ports connected by railways and highways. These projects might not have the same wow factor as an Arctic shipping route, but they're practical, they're happening now, and they're already changing trade flows. So what does all this mean? We're witnessing the most dramatic reconfiguration of global trade routes since the Suez and Panama Canals were built. The $90 billion figure I mentioned? That's actually conservative when you add up all these projects combined. The winners will be countries that successfully build reliable alternative routes, those that control key choke points, and nations that can offer the most competitive combination of speed, cost, and security. The losers? Countries that depend entirely on traditional routes and fail to diversify. We're also looking at significant geopolitical shifts as economic dependencies change. For everyday consumers, this could mean everything from where your products come from to how much they cost. Supply chain resilience is becoming a national security issue, and these infrastructure projects are the front lines of economic competition. The era of a few dominant shipping routes is ending. What replaces it will determine the balance of global economic power for generations to come. What do you think? Are we watching the decline of traditional maritime choke points, or will the Suez and Panama Canals remain dominant? And more importantly, which countries do you think will come out on top in this infrastructure race? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the systems that shape our world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.